We play and call it work.
MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome Wargamers to another Sit and Talk. This week I will be answering your questions. Next week will be Chris. So if you want to leave questions in the comments below, leave them for Chris because he will be responding next week. Also, there's going to be a vault portion to follow this. That's in the link below. I'm going to be answering just vault members' questions in that video. Let's jump right into the questions here. MWG Matthew says, "Hey Dave, is Matt ticklish? If he is, can you show us? Thanks." Oh, jeez. I knew that question was on there. I think the answer to that question is yes. Colossus, Dave, bring back who would win. Let's see how Wolfen would do against Flayed Ones. That's a really good idea. I've wanted to bring back who would win series. And you know what? I think I just might. And I think that might be the video that does it. Daka 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 boom boom. I added an extra deck in there. This is a question for Quirk, which I will not answer, because it's for Quirk. The Slippery Nipple says, "Hey, Master of Chaos, I don't have much knowledge of news and rumors, but I've heard that a new Chaos book might be coming out soon. I'm starting a Chaos army, but I'm afraid to buy a codex because of this. How true do you think these rumors are? Also, how do you feel about people with mohawks? Some think it's cool, but personally, I don't trust them. Thanks." I think that rumors are true once there's a physical model in front of my face. And I don't get my hopes up until there are physical models in my face. That sounded not how I wanted it to be at all. All right, so Ghastly 310. Okay, what the? Hold on. Twilight Troopmaster. Dave, it's time that you took the plunge into Age of Sigmar. I would love to see you do some battle reports or narrative campaigns. You could do the Age of Sigmar Path to Glory too. I live in Ireland and was wondering how can I watch the movie you recently made. Keep up the great work. So the movie that I recently made, which was the Rangers Drustan Chronicles, is actually available to Vault members. So if you haven't realized that by now, because this video was made after I posted it, then you can go to the Vault and search for the Rangers Drustan Chronicles and you will find it. And it's received a lot of positive reviews, and I'm very grateful and I'm very flattered by the amount excuse me, by the amount of positive reviews it has received, and it's overly fantastic. So thank you very much for all of the support and the comments that you guys have left on it, because it's only in the Vault right now, and I will eventually be posting it up for free. I will mention that as well. So if you are not a Vault member and you want to wait to watch it, then wait until it comes out on YouTube. But if you want to watch it right away and not wait and see it before everyone else does, then watch it in the Vault. In fact, I'll include a link below for those of you who wish to see it, because we put our heart and soul into this project, and it's fantastic, and we really are proud of what we've created, and it is our first attempt at real filmmaking, so enjoy, and thanks for asking the question. Narcosis 090, Dave, what do you think about Warhammer Age of Sigmar? Are you guys in cahoots? You guys want me to play Age of Sigmar really bad, don't you? I will say this though, I really like the models. I think that the models are fantastic, and I like how large they are, and I like the corn models, and I think I'm kind of biased there. 1 second here, I gotta put it on the display so I see how much time is running. There we go. Very good. I have nothing against Age of Sigmar, I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet because of life being busy. And daka daka boom, boom. Again. Hey Dave, I used to play Space Wolves. Now I play Tau. Not really. I still play Space Wolves, and I almost have my Great Pack done. I can almost smell the wolf eggs and wee-wee. Cheers, Dave. You're a legend. What? I don't really understand. 100%, but good for playing Space Wolves, and good for getting Great Peck done. I applaud you, good sir. Space Wolves are a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of videos right now where we're kind of testing out a lot of the new formations, and so they're turning out to be very close combat-y, which I love, and I'm waiting for this army to do something like that, so it's very good. Random code 008. Dave, will there be a DVD/download purchased of the Drustan Chronicles? Yes, there is actually a DVD that you can purchase that is available on the Forge Studios website. That's not MiniWarGaming, that's a third party. That is the original production studio that created the Rangers originally. So if you want to buy a DVD of the film and not watch it for free in the vault, or alternatively, you could watch it for free in the vault and also get a DVD, then go to the Forge Studios website and you can buy it there. Excuse me. Oh, sorry that you guys have to listen to this. A bit of a cold. But I came in for you guys because you guys are what makes it happen. So I'll include a link below for a DVD of the film as well, in case you're interested. That's a separate place that you'll go to for that. Crazy4394 says, Dave, would you ever do an Armageddon campaign? Orcs, Black Templar, Steel Legion. Cheers. To be absolutely honest, I probably won't. I'm just being absolutely honest. I go for things that speak to me, and I said probably won't. That doesn't mean that I absolutely will not won't. You understood it. I threw a bunch of words at you, and it's up to you to organize them. It's kind of like Survivor and the tests, the puzzles that they do, and the guys that can't do the puzzles, they fail. I'm not saying that you're failing at puzzles, but you got to do the puzzles, because when I'm speaking, it's puzzles. And anyway, I'm completely skirting the question. What I do is I do things that speak to me. So when I did the Path to Glory campaign, it spoke to me. It's chaos, warbands built up from scratch, awesomeness. Orc and Chaos Path to Glory, which is coming up next month, very soon. In a few weeks, I'll be doing that. Going to be so much fun. That speaks to me. I will be doing that. So this one, although it is awesome, I probably won't do it because it doesn't speak to me the same way as these other ones do. So just being honest, man. Glover, Dave, for some time we didn't see any new who would win. Now when the new Wolfen models and rules are available, maybe you could do some close combat who would win. For example, Wolfen versus Knobs, or a huge pack of boys. Wolfen versus Blood Angel Death Company, Berserkers of Khorne. Maybe put up few bigger guys, for example, Demon Prince. I suspect that quirk would happily help you with this. Also, what are your thoughts about dice apps? Instead of throwing 30, 40, 60 dice, just click on iPad or tablet and get the results. P.S. I like your new vlogs. I also need to get back in shape. Thank you for liking the new vlogs. I will continue to make them. My goal is to get down to 10% body fat by August for the new shoot for the new Rangers film. Back to the who would win. You know what? I am going to do some who would wins because a lot of you guys are mentioning this and you want it. And I want to do it, so because we all want it to happen, it will happen. The likelihood of something happening when a lot of people want it are greater, so absolutely. And especially with the Wolfen. I think that's a fantastic idea. That could be like a mini-series who would win of Wolfen versus whatever. Wolfen versus Blood Angels. Wolfen versus Death Company, Berserkers, Knobs, all of that would be huge, would be really awesome. I'm excited for it. Bob Joy, when will Lee do a sit and talk? Good question. He doesn't like to be on camera as much as the rest of us do, so that might be a little bit harder. But he's still a good guy. He's a very good guy. He's an excellent man. He's a good person. Zustier. Dave, we have a fair idea of what Matt does these days. What do you typically do outside of content production? Outside of content production within MiniWarGaming, or in my life outside of work? Because my work is content production. It's always been. I love content production. In addition to, since Matt and I are 50-50 partners in MiniWarGaming, we make big decisions together. Whenever there's a change, a big change, we discuss it and we come up with a solution together. When we first started many years ago, about 8 years ago, it was only I doing content. This was back when Matt had another business, he had another online business, and his logic, and I don't disagree with his logic, he said, I don't want to make videos just because in the event that MiniWarGaming doesn't work out, I don't want to be associated with something that has failed. Good logic, right? Kind of playing it safe. And so after a year or so, he saw how much fun I was having with it, and he couldn't help himself. He wanted to be in videos too, and a very good thing, because Matt is awesome. So I love content. That is what I do. I do a lot of content, because I think if it ever got to a point where Matt and I didn't have to do content necessarily to grow the business further, I think I would still do content just because of how much I love it. I love the feeling of connectedness with the audience. Doing these sit and talks was a really awesome idea, because this is my Shrine of Chaos equivalent. This is my fix, because since I'm not doing Shrine of Chaos anymore because of time purposes, I'm doing this, which is awesome because it's pretty quick and we can do it and we can still have this interaction. I love posting a video and reading comments and seeing the views go up and seeing the likes and shares. That's one of my favorite things ever. In fact, it's probably an addiction, and it has been since the beginning, and I don't plan on doing anything about that. So it's something that's always going to be there. So if you like MiniWarGaming but you don't like my videos, that's something you'll have to get over, because I'm always going to be making videos with MiniWarGaming. So just so you know my intention with that. I do like 98% content is what I do. When I'm here at work, it's content related. And I love it. It's a lot of fun. Everything that I do because I want to do, kind of like what I was talking about before, when it speaks to me, when I do a campaign, if it speaks to me, I do it. That's why I'm doing it. It's because it speaks to me. So hopefully that shows through and that it's transparent. We're all about transparency. Okay, I gotta tell you a story about transparency. You're gonna love this. When I was a kid, I think I must have been like 6 years old, I learned a very important lesson about transparency and about being honest. I had this stick, and I was hacking away at this tree bark. I know, I was killing this tree. I was a horrible kid. And I was just like really hacking away at it, right? And all of a sudden, I hit myself in the eye. And it really, really hurt, like really bad. And then I went up to the house, and my dad was magically right there. And I was like, some kid poked me in the eye. I didn't want to blame myself because, it's kind of a stupid mistake, right? You're not going to blame yourself. But the thing is, I didn't know this until many years later. We had a good laugh about this. He was actually watching me the whole time, and he just had this smirk on his face, like, what is this crazy boy doing? All of a sudden, he sees me poke myself in the eye, then he sees me blame some other kid. So, a lesson in transparency. You got to just be transparent all the time, not hide anything, and not be dishonest because you look stupid, because people are gonna know anyway. So that's a lesson. That's right. So whenever mistakes are made, acknowledge them and learn from them. That's it. Very important lesson. It sounds like a funny example, but it stuck with me all these years. I was 6 years old. I remember that. I remember being poked in the eye by that stupid kid. All right, so mentality. Dave, love, new exercise part of the show. How did you guys get a gym in MiniWarGaming Studio? I mean, they kind of opposites. Did you have to convince Matt? Ha ha ha. Can you badger Steve to do weights with you? Maybe he's like me. I hate cardio, but weights are not that bad. So we got the weights. We had them in here years ago, and I didn't have to convince Matt because I just brought them in, because half of them are my weights that I had from years ago, and then we bought more weights and we added to them. Matt was actually working out with me back in those days, and he's accepted his dad bod and so he is not working out anymore, but I would love it if he did work out with me still, because when we did work out together back in 2012, I can't believe it was 4 years ago, we got in much better shape. This is when I actually got down to 10% body fat, and I was thinner and leaner and meaner and a whole bunch of awesomeness. I said awesomeness and awesome sauce mixed. That's why that word came out that way. Steve doesn't need to lift weights because he's just a power lifter. You know, with his pinky, he can curl more than I can with both my arms. So I don't even know why you would say that. And, you know, weights are awesome because cardio is, what is it, strengthening your heart and burning calories and losing fat. But you kind of do the same thing with weightlifting. When I started working out before in 2012, I didn't do cardio per se. I didn't jog or anything. I just lifted weights, and I managed to drop the fat without doing cardio. I'm not saying cardio is a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't prefer it. I prefer lifting weights instead. R9K, Dave, if when a new Demonkin book gets released, what god would you like to see for it? Let me see. I think it would probably have to be Nurgle. Yeah, I think it's Nurgle because I answered it without thinking about it. So it must be Nurgle. I think that's good logic. The Wolfman. Dave, are you going to collect another Horseheresy army soon? If so, are they going to be red and like to bear words? I was thinking of word bearers. I was also thinking of the other armies that I have as well, Blood Angels, Space Wolves. Possibly Thousand Sons, just because there's already an existing Thousand Sons there. But it might be word bearers. I might go loyalist though. It's really a toss-up, man. Haven't decided yet. It might be word bearers. I haven't decided. I really haven't. Boss Man, 40K. Is there a 10 transport cap orc skimmer? It's called a Warcopta or something from an Imperial armor. Use it. If the opponent's whining about it, grab the weakest current codex and print and smack them in the face with it. Okay. I had a very funny visual of a flying orc vehicle, and it just flying around the office and shooting people, and not being manned or held by a human, but it flying by itself. Shepu. Wait, hold on. No, mentality again. Dave, isn't it awesome being a dad? What grades are your kids in? Being the boss and or because it is a small company, do you find yourself able to attend their special events during the day sometimes? Yes, actually. I do find myself going to their special events during the days. Funny you should say that. And yes, it's probably because I am the boss, because I am able to just go and then come back. So it is a very good thing, and I recognize that I'm very fortunate. And it is because of you guys that I am able to do this. So thank you for that. Because Dave is happy, the videos that Dave makes are happy. And hopefully, they make you happy too. I don't know why every single thing that I read, I have to turn into a not serious thing. But at the same time, I am being serious when I say that. It just doesn't look like I am. All right, Chapo. Dave, rumor has it that 40K end times are upon us, and that we might see the 40K timeline events bringing substantial changes to the 40K background. Assuming you could work on that project, what would you make happen? Thank you for your awesome work and keeping it coming. Well, I will tell you this. Whatever does happen, Khorne will be heavily involved. Just heavily. Like Khorne everywhere. There's going to be a mist of blood in the galaxy, and it's going to permeate everything. And I think Khorne will just slaughter everyone. That's probably what I would want to have happen. Because Khorne does slaughter everyone without slaughtering everyone, because it ends up being Khorne anyway. So you might as well just accept inevitability and just go with it. But in all seriousness, see, there you go. I'd answer the question again. Not serious, yet serious. I would be very ecstatically happy if Khorne was involved in the end times of 40K. Gasparos. Dave, if you can come to Poland on Big Game Call 3 City Heresy Master Level, that would be epic. 'Twould be epic. I would like that very much so. Gaggy41. Hey Dave, just a few questions for you. One, whatever happened to the huge apocalypse-style game of walkers you were supposed to have this past December? Are you talking about the one that I said that I would have with Cody Rue and Mike and Hugh and Drewski? If you are wondering about that, it's because they didn't come here for us to have a game again. They were just here the one time. So we couldn't have done it again, if that's what you're talking about. Number 2, why do you think some factions didn't make the top tier of LVO, like Grey Knights, Orcs, and such? I don't really follow the top tier stuff only because I play for fun and not for power gaming and for winning. So I don't know why they didn't. But I will say this. I know that Orcs are on the bottom, along with another army that I collect, which I'm not happy about. But again, you got to accept what is the truth. But they will get an update soon. Number 3, when will we be expecting the next installment of the Rangers? I was really excited when I saw it on the website and sad when I couldn't make into the opening, but kudos to you and the production company and Steve and Quirk for making such an awesome film. Thank you very much for that. These are the plans for it. This August will be the filming of the next Rangers installment, the next Drustan Chronicles Rangers, and this time it's going to happen more than just over the course of a few days, because for the Drustan Chronicles it just took a few days to shoot, but this one will take probably equivalent to maybe a couple weeks to shoot, because it will be a bigger production. There is more going into it, more characters, more costumes, more story. It'll be a longer film. Instead of 20 minutes, I'm shooting for an hour film, because the idea is to combine the two, because it's a continuation of the Drustan Chronicles, so the story will finish. And that's what's going to happen. And then for the release of it, it'll probably be next, I'm thinking early next year, like February again, because I want to release it in the theater, just like this one was released in the theater. And that's the plan. That's the plan. If you're a Vault member, then stay tuned for that, because I'm going to be putting it in the Vault again. So, Glover, Dave, for some time we didn't see any knew who would win. Wait. No. Yes. I already read that. All right. Satan. Dave, just a small question. What is your opinion on the crunch versus fluff debate? Just seems to me that some unit/models described abilities are severely diminished for the sake of competitiveness, balance, or other. The best example in my mind are the Chaos Warp Talons. They are supposed to be able to use their warp-infused demonic lightning claws to cut through the veil into reality. Yet they only are AP3. Does that mean that, example, Terminator armor is more durable than reality itself? Maybe due to the outdatedness/weakness of the Chaos Codex in this case, with Warp Talons being overcosted along with other problems. Do you think that units/characters affected like this should rather not even be put into the game to keep their reputation, or could there be a compromise even made due to the number of armies and the struggle to keep them balanced and feel unique? Just curious for your opinion on which side do you stand. Thank you for your answer. A big fan from Slovakia. P.S. Huge thanks to all you people at MWG for your work. You are awesome. I think a good solution to that would be to simply, well, first off, Warp Talons need to be lowered in cost. They should be lowered. They shouldn't be as expensive as they are. And I think maybe just a simple, on 6s they instant kill might help, or they rend on 6s or something like that. That would be a huge help to them. Or maybe just giving them a higher initiative. Or maybe, you know what, I would even settle for making them like Strength 5 AP2 unwieldy, but shred. I would be okay with that, even. Anything you do to them can make them better, really. But they're still so much fun to make when you put the Marcus Lanesh on them. They get Veterans of the Long War, and then they have their shred. All that is just so much fun and good when they can actually get into combat and not be shot before they do, because they're so expensive, man. Yeah, I think still keep them in the game for sure, and make them a little better. And by making them a little better, you make them a lot better. That's just what would happen. Navihawk 11. Nope, that's not a question for me. That's also not a question for me. Rai Black Sheep says, Dave, love your army. I'm a Chaos player myself, and I'm quite a fan of Horus Lupercal as well. That being said, if you could make another 30k army, what would it be? If I could make a suggestion, the Word Bearers were the first to fall to Chaos, not the Sons of Horus. They've got a lot of beautiful miniatures, and they can be supplemented in your ever-growing Warp Resident army. Keep up more narratives. They're excellent, and what the hobby was made for. With all respect and vault memberships. Ryan Moore. Yes, that is true. The Word Bearers were the first to fall to Chaos. But what I like to say is the Word Bearers were the first to fall to Chaos, but Horus was the first one to make it cool. So that's why everyone else did. That's just what how I like to look at it. But you guys really want me to collect the Word Bearers, don't you? I think there's a lot of... Okay, so if you want me to collect the Word Bearers, then put in the comments below, even though they're meant for Chris next week, you could still have comments to me, provided that you put Dave in front of your comment. So put, Dave, collect Word Bearers. And if you see that comment, like it, thumb it up, and I will see that. If I see that a lot of people say that, then there's a good chance that I'll collect Word Bearers. Okay, Kronskra Dynasty. Sorry guys, sorry I gotta listen to this. Hey Dave, I love the battle reports that you do. I also love watching you during the banters. Just the things that you come up with on the fly is so funny. And that your collection of chaos is worthy of demonhood itself. But onto the question that I have come up with for you to answer. I would like to know the following. If you were to get jumped into the 41st millennium besides joining Chaos immediately, just assuming here, where would you strive to be at during the 13th Black Crusade? Would you want to be in the front lines of Cadia with Abaddon and the Demon Primarchs, or fight another battle for glory of Chaos from the Maelstrom to get to Terra? Keep up the good work, Dave. And to all the people at MiniWarGaming, in regards a fellow follower of Chaos. Front lines of Cadia sounds really good. Being alongside Abaddon, although in real life, I'm pretty sure Abaddon would be a... Although he's fun to watch, do stuff, and kill people, I don't know if I would want to be his best friend, because I'm not sure if he's capable of besties. You see what I'm saying? So, I think I would like to fight alongside him without him knowing that I'm fighting alongside him, and eventually kill more than him, and then become a demon prince, and then he just has to listen to me. So that's what I would want to happen. Peter Gooding, Dave, what are your thoughts on the Wolfen? Well, you're about to know my thoughts on the Wolfen very soon, on Thursday. So I'm filming this today on Tuesday. This might be posted today or tomorrow, but it should be posted before the Wolfen comes out, because the Wolfen comes out on Thursday. When I say the Wolfen, I mean the video specifically, where I review them with Josh, and we do a bunch of who would wins after that in the vault. That's what that is. Stay tuned for that video if you want to see it, because it was a lot of fun to film. So much fun. So much so that I think I want to do more Wolfen versus stuff. Because of all the stuff that you guys have said, I just want to do it. I think that'd be awesome. Those are my thoughts on the Wolfen. The Eye of Night. Dave, I'm putting together a Chaos Reaver Titan because I make poor life decisions. I went looking for some inspiration in the videos and haven't really seen many super heavies at all at MWG. Do you guys have any around the office? Well, we don't really have a whole lot around the office, to be absolutely honest. I do have a Warhound Titan and a Brass Scorpion and a Lord of Skulls. That's what you got in terms of super heavies here in the MiniWarGaming office. We like to focus on the models that the majority of people have access to. There aren't a whole lot of people that have access to Warhound Titan. That being said, more people should get Warhound Titan and Reaver Titan and Titans, because Titan battles are cool. And I think here's another reason. I'll tell you the reason why we don't. In all honesty, it's because they're so expensive, and you can't, like, for the amount of money that you would spend on a Titan, you can get so many more models in place of that and use those models so much more in battle reports. Whereas you get that one Titan, it's awesome, yes, and you use them a few times, you know, not many times in comparison to the amount of times that you use all of those models that you get for the same money. That's why. It's a matter of cost efficiency. That's why we don't have so many. It's hard to justify the cost, is what it is. It's what it comes down to. That's why you don't see a lot here. Edwards 22. Dave, I am a Chaos follower just like yourself. I know we badly need a new codex, so which two HQs would you like to become Lord of War? P.S. I use Typhus and loads of zombies. Lord of War. Abaddon should be a Lord of War, I think. And who else is worthy of Lord of War? Abaddon for sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, I'm looking at the collection here, and I'm thinking what would make sense to be a Lord of War. If nothing else, if it was only Abaddon, I think that would be certainly a step in the right direction. Certainly. Edward H. No, not for me. Pal 310. Dave, if you had the chance to invent or beat a Guinness World Record, what would it be? Guinness World Record. I've never thought of that before. Guinness World Record. Maybe it's... I'd like to take a stab at the eggnog challenge again. I think I would probably... Because when I was doing the eggnog challenge, for those of you who have not seen the eggnog challenge video that I had with Steve and Neil, where we tried to down eggnog, I think that I could have consumed more. And the reason why I didn't was because of time, because Neil had to go back to work. So I could have drank more. So when I was throwing up, for those of you who have squeamish stomachs, don't listen to this part. So when I was like projectile vomiting, I had to force myself to start throwing up, and then I threw up more. But I didn't throw up because it was uncontrollable. So I think I could have done more. That tells me that my body would have ingested more. So I think some sort of eggnog challenge, if there is one that exists in Guinness. I'm sure there is, like everything exists in Guinness Book of Records. But I'm pretty sure that I would probably have to die in order to beat the record, because the person out there that consumed the most, they probably consumed a lot before they started to throw up. So, Unpure. Nope, not for me. Daniel TMU. Dave, any plans to do a Captain Slaughter Path to Glory campaign? That's a very good idea. A Captain Slaughter Path to Glory campaign. I was thinking of doing a Captain Slaughter campaign, not a Path to Glory, but a Path to Glory combination Captain Slaughter. That'd be very interesting as well. Huh, interesting. Tropic Thunder. Hi Dave, do you and Matt meet monthly or quarterly to determine what's past and what's coming for MWG? How often do you two have all staff meetings and go over details about the company's progress and future? We do have regular meetings, just he and I, where we discuss the state of the business, the state of the world. They're not set scheduled. It's not like every quarter we have one, but it usually works out to be that anyway, just because we feel like we need to have a meeting. It's like, yeah, let's meet. Let's just talk about some stuff. Because he and I don't see each other a lot when we're at work, because we're working on different projects, typically not with each other. So in the odd occasion when we get to work together, like the Deathwatch campaign, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we get to be in the same videos and we get to be together. And having all staff meetings, so it's been a while since we had one of those. We tried to for a bit, and last year we had a lot of them. But again, this isn't, because it's not your typical business structure. It's very organic and free flowing. So basically, when there's a need, it happens. And it happens. Doesn't not happen. But it's not like a scheduled, first of the month, always have a meeting. It's not like that. Probably because it's not necessary. Because if it was necessary, it would be happening. So people are pretty good at what they do, and they just continue doing what they do. Tropic Thunder. Nope, I just read that. Chosen One. Dave, I also recently acquired a box of Jelly Bean Boozled. I haven't opened it yet. I'm saving it for a family gathering, but I'm super excited to follow in your vomitous footsteps. Do you have any advice or warnings or, I don't know, laughter? Okay. Bean Boozled was the worst possible challenge out of all the challenges of food that I've done. So I feel sorry for you, man. If you do it at a family gathering, that will be hilarious. You will remember that for years to come. Because I remember it is scarred, imprinted in my soul and memory of the Bean Boozled disgustingness. Watch out for the moldy cheese. That's the one that got me. I was able to do all the rest except for the moldy cheese, man. That was just bad. All other flavors I was able to handle and stomach. I don't know why. The moldy cheese got me. I could do the vomit flavor. I could do the dog food flavor, the skunk flavor, rotten egg flavor, but not the moldy cheese. For some reason, it's the moldy cheese. I think there was also even stinky socks in there too. But it's just, the person who invented this game is sadistic, I tell ya. It's just disgusting. I don't even know how they get those flavors in there. They probably look at it at the molecular level and they say, hey, it's a bunch of chemists that created this game. They're like, hey, this is the same compound. Let's just put it in this bean because it's basically the same thing anyway. Because how else will they get a flavor so close to the actual flavor? It's so close, man. It is disgusting. Just looking at my face, you can, man. Okay. Nah. Archon Black. Dave, after much debate and back and forth, I finally decided to start a Sons of Malice army. My question, what are your thoughts on Malal, and what gene seed do you think they came from? I personally believe they come from the Blood Angels or the subchapter of the Flesh Tearers. Thanks. Well, first off, congratulations on starting a Sons of Malice army. I think that's really, really awesome. I'm leaning towards a vampiric Blood Angel descent as well, because I think that it seems logical. But, you know, it's really, you look at the common traits and then you just make your educated guess. And I think that's a good guess, man. I would go with that one too. Absolutely. And your color scheme will be nice looking as well, because I love the Blood Angels and the Flesh Tearers, both of them. My Flesh Tearers army is one of the best painted armies that I own, and I love it, very proud of it. Nilfam here. Dave, love your battle reports. Your energy is radiating throughout the interweb and touches us all. Question, have you ever considered playing as a Chaos player, you should be familiar getting your hands dirty. I've never considered it, and I think that would be a betrayal to the universe itself. So this is not going to happen. No matter how much people suggest it, no matter how much people want it, not going to happen ever in the lifetime of this Chaos player. But thank you for your question. Son of Ultramar, as a Chaos player, what are your thoughts on Ultramarines? Also, I would love to come down and have a game, but you know how it is. Work first. Okay, what are my thoughts on Ultramarines? I like the Ultramarines. There have been times when I have played the Ultramarines using the MiniWarGaming Space Marine chapter and just using the Ultramarine combat doctrines. I like it. I like how you can use those combat doctrines and re-roll your hits on many different types of things, and I think it's fun. I like it. There's a lot of utility there when you're playing and when you're fighting. I don't mind it at all. And you should come for a game. And you should just forget about work and come here and work, because when you come here and work, you're playing. Willie T. Dave, will we see a bloopers reel for Drustan Chronicles? No. And the reason why I say no is because there wasn't really much of a bloopers reel, because it is, as much as I like to joke around constantly with everything in my life, for some reason, when I think of the Rangers and the Drustan Chronicles, it's very serious to me. It's a whole different realm of art, and it is definitely a stretch, because I'm joking all the time. But in the Drustan Chronicles, I'm not joking. It's a serious endeavor. So for those of you who have not seen it, then I invite you to see it. Click on that link below so that you can watch the Drustan Chronicles. And you'll get an idea of what I mean, because it's a fantasy story, and you would think that it's kind of like how Lord of the Rings, it's fantasy, but it's serious, right? It's not a comedy. It's like that. And so that's how I view it. So bloopers reel, and that being said, I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings had bloopers reel. It's just we didn't have bloopers. We had takes that weren't as good as the final takes. We didn't have bloopers per se. Although there was one time when during the fight scene that Steve just completely fell flat on his back. That was pretty hilarious. And there was also the time that I passed out from up high, held up against a tree, and I fell over from 4 feet off the ground, and I pulled a ligament in my knee. So stuff like that might have been fun to watch. But in all honesty, it's a serious endeavor, so not a whole lot of bloopers were taken from it. There wasn't a whole lot of acting silly on set. There was a very serious tone, because it was very emotional for me to be in that setting, because of so many reasons. Because of my daughter, and because of my brother, and because of it being a dream of mine, and me paying homage to the filmmakers who made the original movie. There's just a lot of serious, deep feelings that were associated with it. So, yeah. Webb and Gimpy. Hey Dave, would you rank your Space Marine chapters from least favorite to favorite? Your Space Marine chapters, so the ones that I collect, as I'm guessing is what that means. So, okay, from least favorite to favorite. Oh boy, see, this is hard. That's going to make it so I am showing a least favorite when I like them all. Probably, my least favorite is probably the one that I play least often. And that would be, if you consider actual armies that exist within the armies that I collect, for example, with my Chaos Space Marines army, there's at least 5 armies there. There's Black Legion, there's Thousand Suns, there's Slaanesh, Nurgle, and Khorne themed armies. They're all different armies that I can collect within Chaos Space Marines, right? So if you're talking about least favorite, it would probably be Thousand Suns, because I play them least often, right? Next in line would be Slaanesh, probably, and then Nurgle, and then Black Legion, and then Khorne Demonkin, because I don't play Chaos Space Marine Khorne, I play Khorne Demonkin. And those aren't even Space Marines, those are Chaos Space Marines. So, talking about Space Marines, let's see, there's Blood Angels, White Scars, and Space Wolves. I don't think I play anymore. There's Flesh Tears, technically. So out of those, Flesh Tears is probably my least favorite to play, because I played them like twice. But again, They were fun to play. I just don't play them as much as the other ones. And then next in line is probably Blood Angels. And then, no, probably White Scars, then Blood Angels, then Space Wolves. That's probably the order. But even just saying that it's a least favorite just hurts me to say it, because they're not my favorite. I love playing them all. Like when White Scars came up with the update, I loved playing White Scars. They were so much fun. And any chance I get to play them, I want to play them. So, man, it's a hard question. That out of all the questions today, that was the hardest one. Do you realize? To see what you made me do, you made me choose a favorite child, and you made me point out a least favorite child. That's like the movie Good Son, when, I'm not going to give away the ending, but it's a horrible ending. Horrible as in it would make you feel bad if it happened to you. Not that it was horrible in the movie sense, it was actually one that makes you think about it for a long time, even though the movie was made in like 1993 and you still remember it. It's like that. Anyway. That's all the time we have questions for right now in this sit and talk. If you wish to continue this, I will be responding to only Vault members' questions in the link below. That video will be in the Vault. If you're not a Vault member, I invite you to sign up for a free 7-day trial to the MiniWarGaming Vault so that you can see and participate in that video. Also, I'll mention this as well because it was mentioned during this sit and talk. If you want to see the Drustan Chronicles movie, the movie that we have been working on for many a month and is finally released and ready for viewing, you can click on the link below where it says watch the Drustan Chronicles and sign up for the Vault to watch that if you would like to see that as well. It doesn't matter which link you click on to join the Vault. Either way, you'll become a Vault member and you can watch the content that you want to watch, the Drustan Chronicles movie or the next Sit and Vault video. Also, leave your comments for Chris for next week. He is on next week, unless you want to ask me a question specifically, then just say Dave, then leave your question. But questions are for Chris next week, so thank you very much for all that you do as viewers to help support us so that we can continue doing all of this here at MiniWarGaming, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy wargaming.